It's been interesting because since your article dropped, I gotta say, it has got all the buzz. If you are on X, if you're on Instagram, TikTok for the young kids, you know that Caitlin Clark is the Time Athlete of the Year. How has your 24 hours been since the articles dropped?
It's been awesome, and just the reaction. Obviously, people so excited not only about women's basketball but about women's sports, and how excited and deserving not only myself but just women's sports as a whole.
Imagine winning the biggest award of your career, only to face a storm of criticism from all sides. That's exactly what happened to Caitlin Clark after being named Time's Athlete of the Year. But here's the twist. As the critics stormed the airwaves, sports legends stepped up to defend her. Want to know who's standing by Clark's side? We've got some Olympic legends, sports icons, broadcasting gurus, and even a Time Award finalist that's breaking their silence to defend and support Clark. Stick around because at the end, one of sports' greatest of all time is weighing in on the issue. Are you ready? Let's go.
Last night, we read Time magazine where Caitlin Clark was named Athlete of the Year. Why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on that cover and said, the WNBA is the league of the year because of all the talent that we have?
Caitlin Clark's Athlete of the Year award should have been a moment of pure celebration. Instead, it unleashed a storm of unexpected criticism. Some accused her of bending the knee to jealous institutions, while others demanded she share the spotlight with the entire WNBA, that she's not doing enough.
It's just not Caitlin Clark. It's Reese. We have so much talent out there that has been unrecognized. And I don't think we can just pin it on one player.
Sheila Johnson, co-owner of the Washington Mystics, voiced concerns that singling out Clark could create hard feelings within the league. She suggested, why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on the cover and said, the WNBA is the league of the year? On the other side, you have critics like Megyn Kelly accusing her of bending the knee. It's a bizarre twist. Clark's groundbreaking achievement became a source of contention rather than unity.
It's like Cinderella, like, I don't really want to go out with the prince. Please pay attention to these very unattractive stepsisters. That's really what she's saying. I know you don't want to look at them. You really want to look at me. But I feel bad about all the attention, and just take a minute to look at them because they, after all, did get this castle in the first place that I now am set to rule. No one's buying it.
But not everyone's joining the criticism. An Olympic gold medalist is about to step into the ring to defend Clark. Who is it? You won't believe what she has to say. Just when you thought the debate couldn't get any more heated, an Olympic champion decides to weigh in. Gabby Thomas isn't just fast on the track. Her words are about to ignite a firestorm that could change the conversation around Caitlin Clark forever. Thomas, a triple Olympic gold medalist from the 2024 Paris Games, sprinted into the Clark controversy with the same speed she shows on the track. When Riley Gaines criticized Clark, Thomas wasn't having it. She fired back on social media telling Gaines, "Girl, are you for real? You don't have to share your opinion on everything, just sit this one out." This cross-sport support isn't just a passing moment. It's part of a bigger movement where athletes are standing up for each other, breaking down barriers between different sports. But the conversation's far from over. A tennis legend is about to serve up her own take on the Clark controversy. Who is it? You won't believe what she has to say about women supporting women in sports. From clay courts to hardwood floors, an unexpected voice joins the Caitlin Clark conversation. How will this tennis icon's words impact the future of women's sports? Enter Chris Evert, the 18-time Grand Slam champion who dominated women's tennis in the 70s and 80s. Known for her fierce competitiveness on the court, Evert's now stepping into a different arena. The debate surrounding Caitlin Clark's Time Athlete of the Year award. When Sheila Johnson suggested the award should go to the entire WNBA instead of Clark, Evert wasn't having it. She fired back, defending Clark's individual achievement. Caitlin Clark deserves this award because of her talent and contributions both on and off the court, Evert declared. She emphasized that Clark's recognition is a milestone, marking the first time a female basketball player has earned this prestigious title. Evert's support goes beyond just defending Clark. It's a powerful statement about celebrating individual excellence in team sports. Her voice, respected far beyond tennis, adds weight to the growing chorus of cross-sport solidarity for Clark. But the conversation's not over yet. An NFL star is about to tackle this basketball controversy head-on. What insights will this football pro bring to the court?
Obviously a huge fan of Caitlin Clark, the player. She was a huge draw to the reasons NCAA women's basketball grew.
The NFL's Ryan Clark just stepped onto the basketball court, and he's not holding back. This former Pittsburgh Steelers safety-turned-sports analyst is tackling the Caitlin Clark controversy head-on. On his podcast, The Pivot, Clark didn't just support Clark, he championed her.
And then her next step into the WNBA, it was the same thing. Because of her physical gifts and intangibles as a hooper, more people tapped into it. Caitlin Clark being named the Times Athlete of the Year is well-deserved.
Caitlin Clark being named Times Athlete of the Year is well-deserved, Clark declared. He praised her awareness of race and privilege in sports, calling it beyond her years. But it's not just about the award. Clark highlighted how Caitlin handles criticism, especially her responses to detractors like Kelly.
She's even being attacked by those that look like her. Megyn Kelly said, Caitlin Clark was on her knee apologizing. And Caitlin eloquently answered it in that, no, I just think I'm aware. I've always tried to understand what was going on around me, and I've always focused on blocking out the noise.
Here's the reality. Ryan Clark believes Caitlin Clark's impact is unparalleled. He said, "No singular player has done for a sport what she did for women's basketball in 2024. Maybe ever." That's huge coming from an NFL pro. But hold on, because a controversial media figure is about to stir things up even more. What will this outspoken personality add to the Clark conversation?
But what do you want Caitlin Clark to do? What do you want Caitlin Clark to do? She plays in a league that is predominantly African American, and she wants to maybe show up at work and not have people hate her. She wants the league to be successful. The more successful, more stars, the better it is for her and everybody in the league.
Just when you thought the Caitlin Clark debate couldn't get any more intense, Barstool Sports' Dave Portnoy enters the chat. Known for his unfiltered opinions, Portnoy's stance on Clark is loud and clear. What does he see that others are missing? Portnoy didn't just defend Clark, he went all out. In a fiery video, he declared his love for her game since her college days. But here's where it gets interesting. Portnoy slammed Clark's critics, saying her popularity has absolutely nothing to do with the color of her skin. He pointed out that Clark plays unlike any woman before her, making her a true game changer.
The best basketball player, female player on the planet, and getting everybody into women's sports and women's basketball. She is in a no-win situation. No win. She didn't even say anything that inflammatory. It's the first time she ever spoke, and everyone's like, who supported her before.
But Portnoy didn't stop there. He called out the hypocrisy of fans who claim to support Clark, but criticize her for acknowledging her privilege. "You are crazy," he said, frustrated with the backlash against Clark. Portnoy's take, Clark's not betraying anyone. She's recognizing those who paved the way. Now, a young tennis phenom, who was rumored to be a finalist in the Athlete of the Year award, is about to weigh in. What does this rising star have to say about Clark's situation? If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We know watching this video takes some of your time, and we appreciate you. Now back to the action.
They co-op somebody who is not on your side, never said they're on your side, never want to stand for what you're standing for in the beginning. They're just being them. And that's what Caitlin has done from the jump. So anyone who's mad at Caitlin Clark right now for saying she wants to elevate the league, she respects the players that came before them and know that they put in all the work that allows her to be in a professional league. Yes, that allows her to be in a professional league. If you have a problem with that, you were never a Caitlin Clark fan, and you're part of the problem too.
While the debate rages on, another young superstar has quietly entered the conversation. At just 19, she's already a household name in tennis. So why is Coco Gauff suddenly interested in a college basketball player? Her subtle online gesture hints at a larger movement brewing among Gen Z athletes. Coco Gauff, the world #2 tennis sensation, has been making waves both on and off the court. After winning her first WTA Finals trophy and serving as Team USA's flag bearer at the Olympics, Gauff turned her attention to Caitlin Clark's time cover. Her response? A simple yet powerful trio of heart eye emojis on Clark's Instagram post. But this isn't just a random act of social media kindness. Gauff's been following Clark's career since her Iowa days, even setting alarms during the European clay season to catch basketball games. She's part of a growing network of young female athletes supporting each other across sports. Now, a tech entrepreneur with deep ties to sports is about to weigh in. What does this Silicon Valley titan have to say about Clark's situation? When a tech mogul married to one of the greatest athletes of all time speaks up about sports, People listen. So why is Alexis Ohanian, husband of Serena Williams, jumping into the Caitlin Clark debate? His perspective brings a whole new dimension to the conversation. Ohanian, the co-founder of Reddit, isn't just a tech genius. He's a passionate advocate for women's sports. And when he saw the storm brewing around Clark, he didn't stay silent. In a powerful Twitter thread, Ohanian defended Clark's right to celebrate her achievements while acknowledging her privilege. "What if I told you it's possible to celebrate excellence and acknowledge privilege?" Ohanian tweeted. He praised Clark's self-awareness and her ability to handle the spotlight. But here's where it gets interesting. Ohanian didn't just defend Clark. He highlighted how she's positively impacted women's basketball during a critical time for the sport. She's had to step into a massive spotlight at such a young age, at such a loaded time in our country. All of sports is so much better off because of her and how she's handled it all. Caitlin Clark's absolutely deserving of her accolades, which she earned being excellent and also self-aware, he wrote. Ohanian's words carry weight. They show how the worlds of tech, sports, and social issues are colliding in new and unexpected ways, and he's not done yet. Ohanian ended his thread with a message of excitement for Clark's future, tweeting, "We're all excited to see what 2025 brings, and don't worry, we didn't forget about his amazing wife, Serena. We'll share her thoughts soon." But the conversation's far from over. A veteran sports journalist is about to weigh in with decades of experience. What will this seasoned pro have to say about Clark's situation?
It is, of course, the player, the athlete of the year, and it's not the league of the year or the team of the year. Caitlin Clark deserves that. There's no doubt that Caitlin Clark, the impact that she had on the league was extraordinary. The TV ratings, the attendance, the sellouts, even Sheila Johnson's own team, the Washington Mystics, moved their two Indiana Fever games from the 4,200-seat arena to the 20,000-seat arena, and in September had the biggest crowd in WNBA history because of Caitlin Clark. And Sheila Johnson knows that.
When it comes to women's sports, few voices carry as much weight as Christine Brennan's. With decades of experience covering the biggest stories and athletes, Brennan's take on the Caitlin Clark controversy sent shockwaves through the sports world. What did this veteran journalist see that others missed? Brennan didn't hold back during her appearance on CNN's Laura Coates Live. She fired off a passionate defense of Clark, highlighting the young star's extraordinary impact on the WNBA. Brennan pointed to skyrocketing TV ratings and packed arenas as proof of Clark's influence.
She grew up idolizing Maya Moore with the Minnesota Lynx. As a girl, she went up there and watched her play and got a chance to hug her when she was a little kid, talks about Maya Moore all the time. Caitlin has been nothing but great on this issue of the black women who have made the WNBA what it is.
But Brennan saved her sharpest words for Sheila Johnson's criticism. It is, of course, the athlete of the year. It's not the league of the year or the team of the year, Brennan declared. She stressed that individual achievements matter in sports, and Clark earned her spotlight. Brennan also praised Clark's efforts to uplift black women in basketball, noting how Clark consistently expresses admiration for trailblazers like Maya Moore. It's this kind of nuanced perspective that makes Brennan's voice so valuable in the debate. Speaking of powerful voices, an ESPN anchor is about to join the conversation. Her fiery defense of Clark might just change the game. Are you ready to hear what she has to say?
And there's only one that can do what Caitlin Clark did. Bring all those eyes. For pure basketball purists, there's nobody like her. Now, culturally, we can make an argument, but like on the court, what she did, and I don't know if you saw, Indiana Fever yesterday posted this clip of Caitlin, and the caption was just her accolades, and it took 5 minutes to read, and I'm like, girl, do you want to chill at all? She doesn't know how.
Zero. And it, listen, I think this is probably the easiest decision to make, right?
In the world of sports journalism, few voices command attention like Elle Duncan's. The ESPN anchor didn't just join the Caitlin Clark conversation. She ignited it with a fiery defense that left critics scrambling. Duncan took to Twitter, her words cutting through the noise. Caitlin Clark deserved Time Athlete of the Year, and as a member of the W, it automatically amplifies the league. To suggest she's being put on an unfair pedestal because she's being recognized for a truly uncommon and transformational year is absurd, she declared, pushing back against those who questioned the honor. But Duncan didn't stop there. She pointed out how it's like saying, why hand out an MVP when everyone is so important on a team? Both things can be true. Sports always honors individual accomplishments, and there's nothing unfair about that, unless it's being used to denigrate others' work.
We've never, ever seen somebody in this way capture an audience, capture a new audience, and be able to absolutely attribute real numbers and statistics to their popularity, right?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
19 million people watching, and certainly watching the national championship.
What set Duncan's defense apart was her no-nonsense approach to addressing critics. She called out the absurdity of suggesting Clark was being put on an unfair pedestal, comparing it to questioning the very concept of MVP awards in team sports. As the debate rages on, a legendary sports commentator is about to weigh in. His take on Clark might just change everything. Are you ready to hear what he has to say?
And what a lot of people weren't willing or were a bit reluctant to appreciate was the game on this young white sister of ours. She can ball. And oh, by the way, she was a great ambassador for the game. And by the way, she came in there and looked out for everybody else. For 22 years, they couldn't get chartered flights. That sister got there and it was done in 2 weeks. That's who Caitlin Clark is.
Just when you thought the Caitlin Clark debate couldn't get any louder, Stephen A. Smith steps up to the mic. Known for his booming voice and fiery takes, Smith didn't just defend Clark, he unleashed a full-on tirade in her favor.
So she spoke out against that. She got people paid. She got better travel arrangements. She increased the ratings and the revenue, which obviously the WNBA benefited exponentially because now you got a $200 million deal. All of these things being considered, you damn right. It is appropriate that she got Athlete of the Year. She is special, and she's coming.
On his show, Smith praised Clark's impact on women's basketball, pointing out how she's boosted ratings, improved player travel, and even increased salaries across the league. But he didn't stop there. Smith called out Clark's critics, suggesting some of the backlash stems from resentment towards her success. This white girl came on the scene where there was a bunch of sisters that preceded her that were big time. That deserved a lot of credit, Smith stated bluntly. He emphasized Clark's role as a great ambassador for the game, highlighting her skills and her ability to draw attention to women's basketball.
She'll be there in 2028. Barring injury, she will be there. But she should have been there already. She really should have. It might have helped you even more. But your loss.
But hold on, because a true tennis legend, one of sport's greatest of all time, is about to serve up some advice for Clark. What wisdom will this all-time great share? From one icon to another, a bridge forms across the divide of sports. Serena Williams, no stranger to the harsh spotlight, steps onto the basketball court. Not with a racket, but with words of wisdom for Caitlin Clark. What insights can a tennis legend offer to the future of women's basketball? Serena Williams, the 23-time Grand Slam champion, knows a thing or two about facing intense scrutiny. She's been there, done that, and come out on top. Now, she's offering some sage advice to Caitlin Clark. If people are negative, it's because they can't do what you do, basically, Williams shared. She praised Clark's ability to stay grounded and avoid the social media negativity trap. But Williams didn't just offer advice. She opened up about her own struggles. It's a powerful moment of vulnerability from one of sport's greatest icons. Williams' words carry weight, not just because of her athletic achievements, but because she's walked the path Clark is now treading. The impact of Williams' support can't be overstated. It's more than just a pat on the back. It's a passing of the torch. Williams is showing Clark how to navigate the choppy waters of fame and criticism. As the dust settles on this controversy, one question remains. Where's the WNBA in all of this? Picture this. Caitlin Clark, at the pinnacle of her career, finds herself in a storm of praise and criticism. From Olympic champions to media moguls, voices across the sports world have rallied to her defense. But amidst this cacophony, one voice remains conspicuously silent: the WNBA itself.
What little girl wants to grow up and play in a league where you're targeted like that? How do you sit here and profess and demand that everyone take women's sports seriously when you can't even take it seriously enough to not act like a junior high queen on the court? It's stupid. That's so dumb. It looks like a soap opera.
Clark's caught in an impossible position. She's celebrated for her talent, yet criticized for acknowledging her privilege and trying to uplift everyone else. She's breaking records, but facing demands to share her spotlight. It's a tightrope walk with no safety net in sight. The WNBA's silence is deafening. As their future star faces this barrage, the league's lack of official support raises eyebrows. Why isn't the organization Clark's a part of standing by her side? It's a question that's echoing through the sports world. Caitlin Clark's journey shows us just how complex fame can be in women's sports. She's breaking records and drawing massive crowds, but also facing criticism from unexpected corners. It's a reminder that success often comes with a price. The future of the WNBA and its stars hangs in the balance. Will Clark's arrival usher in a new era of popularity and recognition? Or will the league continue to struggle for the spotlight it deserves? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.